And hello everybody, today we're going to read a very short story by Leo Tolstoy, and it is called, as you can see, Пожарные собаки. Oh, I'm sorry, this app is a little bit confusing. So, Пожарные собаки. So, the fire dogs, to translate literally. So, as you can see here, пожарные is in plural, and собаки is also in plural. So, in singular, it will be пожарная собака. Aya, so this is the feminine ending because sabaka is also feminine, so it corresponds with the gender and the number of a noun. So, and as always, we're going to firstly read the text and then to analyze it word by word and sentence by sentence. So let's start. Бывает часто, что в городах на пожарах остаются дети в домах, и их нельзя вытащить, потому что они от испуга спрячутся и молчат, а от дыма нельзя их рассмотреть. Для этого в Лондоне приучены собаки. Собаки эти живут с пожарными, и когда загорится дом, то пожарные посылают собак вытаскивать детей. Одна такая собака в Лондоне спасла 12 детей. Ее звали Боб. Один раз загорелся дом, и когда пожарные приехали к дому, к ним выбежала женщина. Она плакала и говорила, что в доме осталась 2-летняя девочка. Пожарные послали Боба. Боб побежал по лестнице и скрылся в дыме. Через 5 минут он выбежал из дома и в зубах за рубашонку нес девочку. Мать бросилась к дочери и плакала от радости, что дочь была жива. Пожарные ласкали собаку и осматривали ее, не обгорела ли она. Но Боб рвался опять в дом. Пожарные подумали, что в доме есть еще что-нибудь живое, и пустили его. Собака побежала в дом и скоро выбежала с чем-то в зубах. Когда народ рассмотрел то, что она несла, то все расхохотались. Она несла большую куклу. And now let's analyze the passages again but in more details and to translate the sentences. So, бывает часто, что в городах на пожарах остаются дети в домах, и их нельзя вытащить, потому что они от испуга спрячутся и молчат. So it happens very often, often that in cities on the fires, что в городах на пожарах, so in the fires, the children stay at home, they stay in homes, and them, it's not possible to get them out. То есть их невозможно вытащить, их нельзя вытащить. So it's not possible to get them out. Потому что, because, они от испуга спрячутся и молчат. They, out of fear, спрячутся и молчат. They hide and get silent. А от дыма, but because of fire and in the smog, cannot look at them, cannot see them. Для этого в Лондоне приучены собаки. For this, in London, the dogs are trained. So some dogs are trained. There are special dogs for this task. Собаки эти живут с пожарными. И когда загорится дом, то пожарные посылают собак вытаскивать детей. So these dogs, собаки эти, so dogs these, live with the fireman, and when the house will get on fire, so the fireman sent the dogs to get the children out, вытаскивать детей, to get the children out. Одна такая собака в Лондоне спасла 12 детей. Ее звали Боб. one such dog in London saved 12 children. Her called Bob, so she was called Bob, so this dog was Bob. And here is the first thing to clarify that in the story itself, and in this sentence in particular, the dog, собака, so this noun is feminine because we have the ending I, so it's feminine. But the name Bob usually refers to a male, so it's usually a male name. And what's the problem? The thing is that we also have the word for a male dog. The word is пёс. The word is пёс, but the word собака is more oftenly used. It's used more often. And that's why if you see the word dog, usually the verbs will be in their feminine form. Because we're referring to a dog and the dog is feminine, so that hence the verbs should be feminine. But because the name is Bob, so we know that this dog is male. So the word dog is female, is feminine gender, but the dog is male itself. So that's very important to understand and very important to clarify. So the dog itself is male, but the word dog is feminine. So спасла 12 детей. So one such dog in London saved 12 children. Her name was Bob, so it was called Bob. And the thing about ее звали Bob. So as you already know, maybe, this thing is how we call people and dogs and animals and everything in Russian. For example, we say меня зовут Настя. So this is true. My name is Настя. This is my real name. Меня зовут Настя. So to translate literally, it will be like the people call me Настя. The people call me Настя. So my name is what other people call me. So by what they call me. The same thing for animals. For example, эту собаку зовут Bob. So this dog is called Bob. So people call this dog Bob. People call this dog Bob. Or if you want to say like тебя зовут Bob, like you are called Bob, or your name is Bob, so you will say in the same sentence тебя, его, ее. So it's for you, her or she, and he. For example, тебя зовут Vanya. Your name is Vanya, so you are called. People call you Vanya. People call you Vanya. Его зовут Dima. So people call him Dima. So his name is Dima. So the normal translation will be his name is Dima. Ее зовут Natasha. So people call her Natasha. So her name is Natasha. This is the literal translation for this. So anyway, this is the text itself, and let's continue for the next passage. Один раз загорелся дом, и когда пожарные приехали к дому, к ним выбежала женщина. Она плакала и говорила, что в доме осталась 2-летняя девочка. So один раз, один раз is once. So once a time, or once there was something. Один раз загорелся дом. So once a house or a house was set on fire. So it started burning. It started burning. И когда пожарные приехали к дому, and when the fireman got to the house, to them ran a woman. So we do not have articles in Russian, and that's why we are translating without them. We can translate without them, but of course in English you should use the articles. К ним выбежала женщина. So to them ran a woman. Она плакала и говорила. She was crying and saying that in home, so in the house at home, осталась stayed a 2-year-old girl. Двухлетняя девочка. Двухлетняя девочка. So, пожарные послали Боба. So, the fireman sent Bob. They sent Bob. So, this dog we were talking about. Bob побежал по лестнице и скрылся в дыме. So, Bob ran by the stairs and hid in the smog. He hid in the smog. So, he just vanished in the smog. Через 5 минут, so after 5 minutes, через 5 минут, in 5 minutes, он выбежал из дома и в зубах за рубашонку нес девочку. So ran out of the house and in his teeth, so in his mouth, literally, by the t-shirt or by the blouse, he was bearing a girl. Нес девочку. So he was bearing a girl like this. So here is the mouth of a dog. For example, here is his teeth. He was bearing the girl this way. So by the blouse. He was not biting her skin or something. He was holding her by her clothes. Мать бросилась к дочери, so mother bolted to her daughter. Бросилась к дочери, so she bolted to her daughter. И плакала от радости, and was crying from joy, crying from happiness. Плакала от радости. We can also say, by the way, so she was crying from anger, for example. Плакала от злости. For example, so злость, because злость is anger. It's anger. Or we can say плакала от отчаяния. So she was crying from but I think the better would be the example of скорбь. Плакала от скорби. So it's more common example. It's because скорбь is sorrow. So плакала от радости, плакала от злости, плакала от скорби. So if you want to say that the person was crying from something, so from anger or from sorrow or from happiness, that you will use the preposition от. So от something, and you will get it in the relative case. Что дочь была жива. So she was crying out of joy that daughter was alive. That her daughter was alive. So she was crying from joy from the fact that her daughter was alive. And the last part. Пожарные ласкали собаку и осматривали ее, не обгорела ли она. So the firemen were cuddling the dog. So they were like, I don't know, kissing the dog or something, and looking at her. Осматривали ее. So осматривали is like they were looking at it, looking for the different ways, by different angles, in order to get the information. If it не обгорела ли она, so did the fire damage it? So did the fire damage the dog? Но Боб рвался опять в дом. But Bob рвался опять в дом. Опять рвался in this meaning, in this sense means wanted to get again in the house. Рвался, so it's like he wanted to get there back. It was only his will, only his desire to get back into the house. Пожарные думали, что в доме есть еще что-нибудь живое, и пустили его. Пожарные думали, so the firemen were thinking, что в доме есть еще что-нибудь живое. So, что, that, in the house, there is, есть, so there it is the verb to be. The verb to be is быть, so infinitive form, быть, the infinitive form, and есть is the present simple form. Есть еще что-нибудь живое, so present simple or present continuous form, of course, because they're similar in Russian. So we didn't really have such big distinction between present simple and present continuous. So we can put an infinitive verb into present simple and it will be just present with no definition into present simple and present continuous. So let's continue. There is also something live. Что-нибудь живое, something alive. И пустили его, and let Haman, they just let him go. Собака побежала в дом, so the dog ran into the house, and ran out soon, скоро выбежала, soon ran out, with something in her teeth, in the mouth, in teeth. Когда народ рассмотрел то, что она несла, when the people looked at what it was holding, so everyone started laughing, расхохотались. So the infinitive is расхохотаться. Расхохотаться. Like to start laughing. To start laughing. Laughing insanely. So just хохотать is really to laugh very lovely and very insanely. Она несла большую куклу, so she or it was holding a big doll. So for the first time she was holding a girl, so a real girl, and for the second time she was holding a very big doll. Because she thought, or the dog thought that, so this is a boy, Bob, so then he thought that this was a girl, was a little child. So, thank you for watching. Спасибо за просмотр. I'm very happy that you're still interested in learning Russian language, because as I always say, and as I said before, Russian language is really very challenging and it's very difficult to learn. But anyway, your efforts are not void. Your efforts are meaningful. They are important, because learning a language is worth praise. It's worth to be considered important. You just didn't give up, and luck and knowledge will be on your side. So I think that I will help you, and I hope that I will help you. So thank you for watching again. Спасибо за просмотр снова. Увидимся в следующий раз. So see you next time. Goodbye.